Good evening, TikTok. We are continuing where I left off. It's Local Crusader here. And we're continuing on Genesis 18. The hospitality of Abraham. Then God appeared to him at the oak of Mamre, as he was sitting in the tent door during the noon hour. So he lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men stood before him. And when he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them, and bowed himself to the ground, and said, O Lord, if I have now found grace in your sight, do not pass by your servant. Let water be brought, and let them wash your feet, while you cool yourselves under the tree, and I will bring bread for you to eat. After that, you may pass by inasmuch as you have come to your servant. They said, Do as you have said. So Abram hurried to the tent to Sarah and said, Quickly, make ready 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes. And Abraham ran to the herd and took a young calf, tender and young, gave it to his servant, and he hastened to prepare it. He also took butter and milk, and the calf he prepared, and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree as they ate. And that's what it looked like. Promise of a son. Then he said to him, Where is Sarah, your wife? He replied, Here in the tent. Again he said, I will certainly return to you according to the time of life. And behold, Sarah your wife shall have a son. Sarah was listening in the tent door behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old, well advanced in age, and Sarah had passed the age of childbearing. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, I have not yet had a child until now, and my Lord is old also. Then the Lord said to Abraham, Why did Sarah laugh within herself, saying, Shall I surely bear a child since I am old? Is anything impossible with God? At the appointed time I will return to you, and according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. But Sarah denied she had laughed, for she was afraid, saying, I did not laugh. But he said, No, but you did laugh. Abraham intercedes for Sodom. Then the men rose from there and looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham went along and escorted them on their journey. Then the Lord said, Shall I hide Abraham, my servant, what I am about to do? But Abraham shall surely become a great and populous nation, and in him all nations of the earth shall be blessed. For I know he will order his sons and his house after him. They will keep the way of the Lord and do righteousness and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham what he has spoken to him. And the Lord said, The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah has been completed, and their sins are exceedingly great. Therefore I will go down now and see whether or not they are carrying out the outcry coming to me concerning them. Then the men turned away from their error and went toward Sodom, but Abraham remained before the Lord. So Abraham drew near and said, Would you also destroy the righteous with the ungodly? Suppose there were 50 righteous within the city. Would you also destroy the place and not spare it, if it were for the 50 righteous in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing as this, to slay the righteous with the wicked, that the righteous should be as the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked. Far be it from you. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? And then the Lord said, If I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I shall spare all the place for their sakes. So Abraham answered and said, Indeed, now I who am but dust and ashes have taken it upon myself to speak to the Lord. But suppose there were 5 less than 50 righteous, would you destroy all of the city for the lack of 5? He replied, If I find there 45, I will not destroy it. Again he spoke to him and said, But suppose there should be 40 found there. So he said, I would not destroy it for the sake of 40. Then he said, Let not the Lord be offended, and I will speak. Suppose 30 should be found there. So he said, I would not destroy it if I should find 30 there. Again he said, Since I have permission to speak to the Lord, suppose 20 should be found there. So he said, I would not destroy it for the sake of 20. Then he said, Let not the Lord be offended, and I will speak but once more. Suppose 10 should be found there. So he said, I would not destroy it for the sake of 10. So the Lord went his way as soon as he finished speaking with Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place. And that is Genesis 18. You can tell the Lord is merciful, and he would not destroy the place if he could find a solid amount of righteous people. Oh boy.